What's good, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Race Coverage. You've missed us for 2 weeks now due to technical issues from the last episode, so on my behalf, I do apologise for that. My voice didn't record for some reason, some technical difficulties with the recording software, but we are back. We're finally back this week, and I've got Ryan with me. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. And we got Dom as well. How you doing, man?
Thank you.
Good. Honestly, I hate when we have a 2-week break because I feel like I can't remember anything. But for what I can remember, Canada was a pretty good race. How did everyone else feel about it?
Yeah, it was good fun. Can't complain. I mean, good bit of overtaking. First time we've been there since 2019, so it's nice to come back to the pre-COVID circuits.
Yeah,
as it was.
I noticed that when I was actually doing the giveaway results because I couldn't find fastest lap from a couple of years. So
yeah, but I'd say we're quite close to like 2018 and 2019 pole time. So I guess that would be a cheaty way if you wanted to do something like that for the competition.
Yeah. Giving people the insight to how to cheat.
I'm just giving them the inside track, but they're gonna have to pay for this episode.
Yeah. How about you, Ryan? How did you feel about the race?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, we're in the bulk of the season now, and like, I think everyone can agree that we just are seeing better racing than last year. Like the cars can race better, and
definitely 100%.
That's all we ever wanted.
Yeah, you're right. Like the consistency of good races. Like I can't really think when I've been too bored this season.
Yeah, 100%.
There's only been once or twice where I'd slump into a portion of a race where I'd be going, "Oh, bloody love a safety car to spice this up." Otherwise, it's all. And then compare that to like even last year. Like there's a few iffy ones last year, and then 2020. I mean, quite a few of them were dull. So it's nice. Over the consistency is like every week we're getting a genuinely good race.
Yeah, it feels like the results aren't too stale as well. We kind of get something a little bit different every week.
Yeah, I think that's only going to increase as well. We're only going to see more teams be unreliable and more teams get fast.
Yeah, because it's, nice to see Hamilton on the podium again. It was actually a really good race from both Hamilton and Russell. They just seem to be like you can kind of not chuck everything out from the last of the season now, but they kind of just feel like they're a lot stronger, obviously with the upgrades that they've done.
Yeah, I mean they've just been there the entire time, and if there was anyone else in that driver lineup, you could argue that they aren't going to be Mercedes aren't going to be doing as well as they could be doing because that car at most times is third fastest, but like a lot, like it's not surprising that they're still there despite a kind of bad car.
Yeah, and then I think it's very. I think Ferrari had a good weekend considering. Great drive from Sainz. Literally the last 15 laps battling with Max was really fun to watch. That was like definitely the best part of the race, and a great recovery from Leclerc, climbing back up to P5 from last. Like great drives from both of them. I think they should be very proud of that weekend.
Absolutely, yeah.
I always love the races where like there's a fast car starting at the back of the grid and they have to kind of charge through. Yeah. It's always fun to watch. Like there's no guarantee where they're going to get up to. Obviously, they're going to make a lot of headway considering they've got such a faster car than everybody else. But it was genuinely fun to see, and then it was quite fun seeing him get stuck behind Ocon as well.
yeah, nice little battle there. And Ocon had a good race as well with and Alonso. Like Alonso dropped down to 9th, but Ocon seems to be getting consistent good races. So
yeah, what's his where's he at contract wise?
I think he's locked in for another 2 years at minimum. He's locked in until the end of next year.
Nice.
Right. Yeah, no.
So based on his recent form, I can't really see him going anywhere. And if you told me at the beginning of the race that Ocon was going to finish ahead of Alonso, I both wouldn't have believed you and very disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really unfortunate to see. Like, I think they wanted to do the same thing as they did a couple of races ago, where they did in Qatar rather in 21, where they just go for just commit hard to the one stop and just making everything last. And in doing so, they passed up 2 opportunities to pit under a virtual safety car. So I think prioritizing grid positioning amongst faster cars like that, they wanted to get dragged along, but reality was that Sainz and Hamilton did it, and then the staff with absolutely no problems.
Because Alonso was like sitting second at one point, and I thought he was gonna. This was the first safety car. I thought he was gonna pit, and he didn't, and I thought that was very strange.
And then the second one, you thought that like everybody who didn't pit on the first one jumped in, and you thought, oh well, it's kind of a get out of jail because everybody still gets a cheap stop if you do have the foresight to pit under one of them. I could see what they were going for, but he had an engine issue towards the end of the race as well, and then that once he was stuck behind his teammate on older tires, I mean, it wasn't going to go particularly well. Yeah. And then did you see when he got a penalty for weaving on the straight at the very end?
No.
He dropped down to P9 because it was weaving to stop Bottas getting past him into the final chicane on the final lap. And it was much like Bottas does have to get out of the throttle to not hit into him.
He's always up to his tricks, Alonso.
Well, that's the best part. I want his tricks to be rewarded.
Yeah, he does seem to get very unlucky. Especially this whole season, he hasn't.
I think he gets away with quite a lot, to be honest. I think he gets away with quite a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he pushes a lot of buttons, and he's very aware that they won't all come through.
Yeah, I mean, but the best trick, I love that trick. A while ago, he did it Russia. You know, when he went in 21, when he went wide and made up like 4 places.
That was crazy.
Got a perfect line through those bullards. That kind of stuff. But that's just cheeky, isn't it? It's not like being too flippant, but he's just being cheeky. You know, he's just expressing himself on cheeky the edge.
Alonso.
Yeah.
I gotta say, my highlight of the race was, what is Tsunoda doing when he's coming out of the pits? What is actually going on there, though? I don't really understand it at all.
He's not deeper than that, apparently. Just cold. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had to watch it late because I had plans, but I had to come back and watch it like 4 hours after it had finished, and somehow not find out the result. And it was like 1 a.m. and he just he puts it in the wall, and I was like, what am I even looking at?
Is this real? Am I tired? Yeah, honestly. That was so funny. I just didn't understand it at all, but it was definitely it's a Tsunoda thing to do. I don't know why. It's just that just suits him so well.
Literally just went in too hot, didn't he? Like, as far as I know, it was just his fault.
Yeah, it's not deeper than just cold tires a bit too much. I mean, but that's the thing about Tsunoda. It feels like either we're like tearing him to pieces or wanking him off. There's no in between.
No in between.
Brilliantly, and we're like, oh yeah, he'll definitely cement his place at Ferrari. Or
what are you doing? Yeah, isn't it?
I don't necessarily remember many times I have been that impressed with him. Like, I know he's been doing all right. He's not completely shit, but I can't remember any completely wowing moments from him.
He had an okay race at Baku. Well, no, he finished 13th. Actually, I take that back. I thought he finished more in points, but
he was on TV during Baku at the very least.
I'm actually looking at the results now. 17th in Monaco, finishing points in Spain. Finished 12th in Miami. Where is he now? Oh, he finished 7th in Emilia Romagna.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. 50. Yeah, he's actually been quite poor. He actually has been very poor.
To be fair to him, that AlphaTauri is also quite poor. Like, Gasly's had his fair amount of a lot of struggles comparable to Tsunoda and that.
He literally only got his he had a really good drive at Baku and got his result there. But other than that, yeah, it hasn't been too good for AlphaTauri.
But luckily for him, that there aren't an amazing number of young Red Bull drivers. There's loads of them, not all of, but like none of them are particularly like standing out. Particularly like between like 2 or 3, if you were going to give a race seat to any of them.
Yeah. Well, Zhao's been all right. Like, I think he's done all right for his first season. He finished in points as well in Canada. He finished 8th for Bottas 7th. Like, he's done all right for his first rookie season.
He's had a few unlucky DNFs as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
And it was like obviously first race Bahrain, he finished 10th. So like big, it's like your first race in F1 to take points. But, yeah.
He's a cool motherfucker, that guy as well. He seems
yeah.
the sort of stuff he wears. He is so shit.
I haven't actually. Drippy guy.
Yeah.
Drippy guy.
Yeah.
Really? Go on. I'm having a look now. As we speak, I'm having a look at Zhao's drip. I've literally just typed in Zhao drip on Google. Jeez! Rocking the Prada bag and the Air Force Ones, the Prada shit. Jeez, my man is actually dripped out. He's trying to follow up Hamilton's shoes. Hamilton is I love Hamilton's outfits in F1. He's so well dressed, man. It's unreal.
Loud. They're always definitely loud.
Yeah, it would upset me if he's got a stylist. I don't think he will, though. But it very much upset me because it's like one of the things I mostly I'm excited for to see on my Twitter feed. It's one this weekend was sick as well. Yeah, trippy guy.
What was you wearing this weekend?
Let me. He was on SPN. He was tweeted on. It's very, like you said, very loud. Where is he? There he is. Yeah.
It's not criticism. Just you can hear it from a mile. I can hear it on my Instagram feed.
Obviously, you wouldn't get it done.
Why not?
Because you're just not of me and Ewan's caliber.
I put it in race coverage. Like you just don't see anyone rocking that.
So what I'm looking at right now isn't loud.
But it's just like he just pulls it off so well. Like he's a very well dressed guy, and I like because they would remember. I don't know if FIA were trying to take back like wearing so much jewelry, and I remember that one interview where Lewis Hamilton just wore all of his jewelry.
But it is a bit of a silly rule
that is very silly. Yeah,
like they're taking enough risks.
Yeah.
That poses minimal risk. Like Lewis Hamilton's been racing with Pierce since bloody 2008.
Yeah,
and he's not had his like ear ripped off during a crash or anything like that. So I think we can rest easy if he is wearing some earring or a nose ring.
Yeah,
or nose strap, rather.
I want to see some more drip. I want to see Alonso pull up in a Prada shirt.
He's a lot more understated, Fernando, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Really in chinos. I don't know why, but I feel like he would wear chinos.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like
red chinos.
Haven't talked much about Red Bull. Max's drive was really good. Obviously, he took P1. Really good drive. Perez DNF. Is there worries around the cars? I can't even. What's the word? Reliability. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say just as much as anyone. I mean, everybody's had a pretty bad run of it. Apart, you can argue everyone apart from Mercedes has had a bad run of reliability.
True.
And that's the ironic thing, because it seems because they seem to be complaining the loudest generally. But yeah, I mean, everybody on the grid has been unlucky at some point with DNFs. Yeah. So it's nice to see that it's evened out instead of we're just having 2 or 3 teams constantly conking out.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Would you rather be George in the reliably slow Mercedes, or would you rather be Carlos in the fast but dangerous Ferrari?
Unreliable but fast, I'd say. I'd rather make a fast car reliable than a reliable car fast.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I'm not an engineer or an aerodynamicist, so
No,
I
I'm
wouldn't
just
know.
talking from a driver's perspective. Where do you think you'd rather be, mindset-wise?
Yeah, but
I think it would
yeah.
drive you insane being in that Ferrari, knowing that everyone expects you to have all that pace, and then if it's not letting you get what you want out of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very frustrating to George to be that slow. So
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But I'd prefer, I'd prefer. But when I didn't conk out, I'd be very high up instead of consistently being okay.
yeah, fair enough.
Canada. I don't know if is there much more to cover in Canada.
I feel bad for.
Actually,
I feel bad for. No, you go.
Well, something I did want to cover. This is actually comments that I seen on Twitter. Gunther was talking about how he was complaining of lack of upgrades because I think Haas were getting a lot of stick. Obviously, they started the season off very well, but they kind of dropped off, and Mick had a DNF this weekend, and Gunther actually complaining that they're just getting no upgrades, they're just falling behind all the time, and that must feel so shit to kind of have that buzz and do well, and then you don't get given the funding or the upgrades that you want to actually kind of push and carry on doing well.
Their skin, but
Yeah,
not literally skin, but they don't have the wealth.
Where's the money coming from? Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I'd say moving forwards, this is a bit of a bold prediction, but with the new teams mooted to join in 2026, I can't really see literally everyone staying on the grid. And I think if you were going to try and buy anyone, sure, it might not be the best operation in the world, but if you're going to buy anyone, I think Haas would be most willing to sell.
Yeah, agreed. Seems, yeah.
So, from Audi or Porsche's perspective, that might be an easy gimme of half a F1 operation, really. I mean, apparently High Tech, the F2 group, are looking to get into F1 as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
The one Voldemort drives for?
No.
He who shall not be named.
Oh, no, I don't actually, but I'll have to have a look into it.
That's who he drives for.
Okay.
They've registered, and the owner of that F2 team has registered a limited company in the UK called High Tech F1 Operations.
Oh, right, okay. So they might come in to the...
Yeah, the rumours are they're going to be looking around as well. So
okay.
it's not a million miles away. I mean, obviously it's a really early stage, but I don't think we'd be a million miles away from a Haas High Tech or a Haas Audi. I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility.
I was going to say, I heard, that's the only one I've heard is Audi.
Porsche as well.
Oh, really? That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be sick to see a Porsche F1 car.
And apparently we'll get more info about, because what they're joining is predicated on what's happening with rule changes. So they're ironing them out before, around Hungary. So we'll probably get more info on that round about then.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be it'd be sick to kind of switch it up and get some new teams in.
I think varieties,
because we'll always lose it. They would never add more teams to the grid, would they? It would always just be replacing teams.
They might add one. Yeah. Probably not two though.
Yeah.
Most we've seen in one go is 12, briefly 13, but that was turn of tens with quite a few bad additions, to be honest.
Inform me. I have no idea about anything
like Hispania, HRT.
Oh right, I know HRT.
Yeah, those kind of teams. Mana, Marussia. There was just an influx of few, essentially, well, not privateers. That would be unfair to call them, but non-manufacturers coming in and giving it a go because after the Wall Street crash, it seemingly was a lot nicer to get into F1, but it wasn't any nicer to be competitive.
Yeah. And this time, this opportunity is probably the nicest opportunity to enter F1.
I mean,
the hype around the sport and it's just crazy. Even my friends now, very much into the sport, even if they don't watch it every weekend. You know, I always talk to them every week about it, and it kind of feels like that sort of everyday sport. Like, I don't know if it'll ever be on the same levels of football, but do you know what I mean? It's kind of becoming that more acceptable sport to watch. Not acceptable sport, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, golf's that very niche sport, and it doesn't feel like a niche sport anymore. If I'm saying that correctly.
It's just popularity, I think, and
Yeah.
that changes if and when. Really, I mean, like, not people would like, you know, it's always been hot and cold. Like, I'd say with a lot of sports. Obviously, there's the ever-present of football, but otherwise, it's just becoming more popular. I don't think it's much deeper than that.
Yeah, and it's like it's literally only a good thing for sport, and
Yeah, never a bad thing to be more popular.
definitely.
And then, what I was saying about my original point is that I felt bad for Haas at Canada, because like ambitious from Magnussen, yeah, but it was worth a go.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then Mick up, and they were both had really good positions. They were as high up as they'd been all season.
Well, Magnussen had a great qualifying. They literally made it into Q3, right? I am right by saying. Yeah, Magnussen made it into Q3, or did they both make it Q3?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, they had a great qualifying.
Yeah, no, it was great qualifying.
Qualifying was sick. Yeah, Alonso's to get P2 was unreal lap.
I was screaming for Russell to put the softs on. I knew it didn't work. I was like, when they were like, "Oh, maybe George Russell's going to try the softs," I was like, "You've got to try the softs.
Yeah.
You've absolutely got. You can't be in like the third fastest team and not chance softs when you've got nothing else to lose."
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when he went out, I was like, "Go on, George Russell."
And he didn't really go too well.
I was like, "Oh, it turns out it is a bit too wet there."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great. Fernando's lap was great.
Honestly, I loved Canada actually because I actually got to watch qualifying because it wasn't until like what was it 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was 9 till 10. Yeah,
and I
was late on.
Yeah, I always worked till 6. I always miss qualifying, but I actually got to watch it this week, and it was so enjoyable. Honestly, I think I'm safe to say sometimes qualifying can be just as enjoyable as a race, maybe even more enjoyable.
I know how weird it is to say, but qualifying's so underrated. Qualifying is so fun.
Yeah, so fun. Yeah, so happy to actually finally catch one.
But then when I first got into it, I missed an F1 quali session. It was really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't I just properly watch them? I mean, I started watching them, and I've never stopped watching them because I know they're going to be good.
Yeah, they are good. I think we can wrap it up for Canada there. I think we covered everything. Do we want to cover the Nelson comments? Do you want to say something very brief? On behalf of all three of us, I think we can all say it's just wrong. It's very unacceptable to be saying any sort of racial slur, and I think we won't say too much on it, but I think we all agree to like it shouldn't be said, and it's a very wrong thing to say, and all support for Hamilton. The thing, like, he's done so much for the sport. I think it's very out of order.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we could say it much better than anyone else, apart from those comments are obviously wrong, and it's about saying that we're completely behind Hamilton. So I think there's a lot more people to talk a lot more fluently about it. So all we can say is we don't condone it in any way, shape, or form.
And I am happy to say that anyone who disagrees with us can leave and should leave.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So we've got Silverstone. It's quite exciting.
Great fun.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm calling it. Like, obviously, I can't really fail at the moment by saying, "Oh, this one's coming up is going to be a really good race." It's going to be a really good race.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. Yeah, hometown race should be good. What's your predictions, Dom? How do you think it's going to go down?
Bit bored of saying Leclerc max contact, but the day I'll stop saying it is the day it's going to happen. So I'm going to say Hamilton win.
Oh, That's what I was gonna go for as well. Yeah,
his
hometown.
I really want to say Mercedes won too.
That would be sick. Let's throw Mercedes 1-2, yeah, and then just took Norris third. Let's do a whole British. I don't think it's gonna go down like that, but if only. What about you, Ryan? How do you think it's gonna go?
I don't really have anything intelligent to predict, or even any wild cards, so I'm just gonna go for Ferrari 1-2, and
Standard.
please come through.
Yeah, I think like is Silverstone a fast track? Am I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought I was right to say so. And yeah, I think Max will take the win again. Fortunately, I do think that just because they've been very good on straights and they're very fast, and Max has been driving well. And then I'm gonna go Russell and Hamilton. Russell second, Hamilton third. I'm gonna go for
Ferraris.
Nah, like Sainz has been burnt out in Canada. He had a good race, and I think that's all he's got in him. And then I don't know, Leclerc's just gonna bottle it somehow.
Engine penalty.
Yeah, engine penalty. Yeah, I'm super excited for Silverstone. I very highly doubt I'll be able to qualify, and I'd really like to, but I always get to see the highlights after, so it isn't too bad. Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be able to catch them.
Yeah, definitely be able to catch a race, and then Portugal time, baby. I am going on holiday on Monday to Portugal, so I will be inactive on the Discord, but I'm only going for 5 days, so when I get back, I'll be back active in the Discord, chatting with you, absolute legends. Anything else to add on that, or can we kind of wrap it up there?
All good there, I think.
All good there, I think. Little Discord update. We are working on update with our developer. I won't say too much about it. I'm literally going to say very little about it, but we're hoping to bring in betting, so you can actually bet your fuel on races. So you can, you can bet on Hamilton to win and stuff like that. Using your fuel for other bits. I don't think there's anything else to actually update other than we will be bringing in that soon. So and we all hope you like the new update for the fantasy as well. I think that's a really good addition to the fantasy, and make sure you participate your teams, please, because I think a few people missed out. So you've got to make sure before every race you !participate, and the next race short code will be 10. So yeah, make sure you do that. We think we can end it there. So thank you very much if you made it to the end of this episode. Apologies again for no episode last week, but we are back. Thank you very much, Tom and Ryan, for joining us.
Cheers.
Thank you.